Perhaps not yet a bubble.
True.
So Nimesh, why don't you explain to us?
I'll just go to the wall and explain the numbers, but let me first do a quick dipstick. Three of you all, your take, bubble or are we still in a bull market? Quickly.
Bull market.
Bull market. I think that explains in the numbers as well. Let me just go to the wall and explain as to why this is not a bubble yet. Maybe just seeing an extension of a large bull market. So if you look at the past history and the past peaks as well, right? If you look at the last 4 peaks, the major reason for the market to peak in the last 4 instances was due to the global events. That seems to be not so far in the near term. Even if you look at the past peaks was largely because of the large FPI dominance. Now that has actually changed and reversed. Now we are too much dominant by the domestic flows, and even the twin deficit of India seems to be on the improving side. So those are the past 4 peaks, but that doesn't look like we are hitting the peak yet. Now, even if you look at the valuation, that's the second parameter that I was looking at. In terms of valuations, if you look at the valuation picture versus the US, we are nowhere near the premium to the US market. Even compared to the emerging markets, we are nowhere close to the premiums to the emerging markets. And even to the India's own historical data, if you look at the historical PE, we are still at a discount to the 1 standard deviation to our own history in terms of premium to the previous peak. So again, the valuation picture is not saying any signs of peaking out, at least in the near term. Now let's look at the next picture. I've just looked at the Nifty trajectory in terms of forward PE of Nifty 50 versus the emerging markets and the last 5 peaks. 2008, 15, 20, 21, and we are in 23 now. In 2008, when the markets peaked, the Nifty PE was at 22 times. In 2015, it was 20 times, again 22 times in 2020. We are still at 20 times. So even from the historical Nifty PE, forward PE, it's not looking like we're in a bubble territory. Similar is the point of the MSCI EM index as well. So that's the data I've compiled from DAM Capital report as well as the Bloomberg data. Now, even if you look at the further, the Nifty trajectory in terms of PE, premium and discount PE in the past 5 periods like 2008, 15, 20, 21 and 23. Just look at this data. The Nifty 50 versus 1 standard deviation in the first 5 previous peaks. 22 times, 22%, 14%, 7%. We are at a discount of minus 17%. So even that is not showing any signs of picking out. Same is the case with the Nifty 50 versus the MSCI EM index. We are still at 45% versus the peak of 65% that we saw in 2008. So again, this data is not showing any signs of a large bubble market, so to speak. Now, if you look at the peak valuations, again, I explained the peak dates and the key reasons why markets fell from those levels. 2008, we had Nifty had hit a high of 2688, and the real growth. This is the important thing. The real growth was just 6.8%. Now, if you look at 2023, we are at 19,500 odd levels, and we are at 6.3. So even this picture, in terms of peak dates when the markets peaked out and the real GDP, it's not showing very alarming signs, so to speak. Now, if you look at if you just look at the data, and I've explained the key reasons and on why the markets peaked in the previous 2008 instances. In 2008, the market peaked because of the housing bubble in the US. In 2015, the peak came on the back of US QE ending, China slowdown, and the Greek default. In 2020, it was, of course, everybody knows it was a COVID reason. And in 2021, it was the inflation surge, which led to a sharp fall. In 2023 or maybe in 2024, what could be the reason? Only time will tell. But as things stand, the past previous data doesn't suggest that we are at the bubble territory yet. Now look at the momentum indicators. We spoke about the fundamentals. Now, even if you look at the momentum indicators in 2008, the advance decline ratio just 1 month prior to the peak was at 1.6. We are still at 1%, almost 1 in 2023. So just look at the last 5 peaks. Even in terms of the NSE 500 companies, in terms of 52-week highs, 1 week before the peak, in 2008, that was 12%. In 2023, we are still at 6%, which is almost at the lowest compared to the 3% in 2020. So even the momentum indicators are not suggesting that we are hitting a bubble yet. Yes, there is a pocket of euphoria, so to speak, but in terms of are we in a bull market or in a bubble, the answer seems to be we are still in an extended bull market and not in a bubble yet.
Oh, absolutely. Maybe you can call it